Welcome to New Zealand Rugby, where sportsmanship, strength, and Kiwi pride come together. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you never miss the top plays and the latest hot news from the field. The transition of All Blacks squad. Since Scott Robertson made the bold decision to move Ardie Savea from number 8 to openside flanker, the All Blacks have begun a process of squad transition. This was a risky call, but as Mexted points out, it has also contributed to a looseness in the team structure, particularly in the forward pack. In the past, the All Blacks had a loose forward trio so strong that they could fill 2 of the 3 spots in the World 15. However, now, with changes in player positioning and selection, the team has struggled to maintain the same stability and advantage. Personally, I understand Mexted's concerns. Shifting a player like Ardie Savea, one of New Zealand's most talented players, can open up new opportunities, but also create significant challenges. In rugby, particularly at the top level, every tactical change can have far-reaching consequences, and this becomes even more apparent when there's a lack of stable strategy in key positions. The forward pack, a mess and unanswered questions. Mexted has described the current All Blacks forward pack as a bit of a mess. Players like Tapu Vaa'i, Wallace Sititi, Simon Parker, Peter Lakai, and Christian Leo Willie have been trialled in various positions. However, this flexibility seems to reflect a larger issue. There's no clear strategy for these key spots. Mexted fears that although there's a lot of potential in these players, none of them have really stepped up as the perfect replacement for the big names of the past. The constant reshuffling of positions for players like Ardie Savea, or the experimentation with different roles for others, might be a sign of a lack of clarity in the team's tactics. This is not just an individual issue, but a systemic one that affects how the whole team operates. A successful team needs not only individual brilliance, but also a cohesive game plan and squad structure. From my perspective, a lack of consistent strategy could undermine team morale, making it harder for players to reach their full potential. Once the forwards lose their stability, gaps in defence or counterattacks become all too obvious. While New Zealand has performed reasonably well this year, if they don't address these structural issues, it will be hard to maintain their dominance on the world stage in the long run. Lakai and Sititi potential, but lack of stability. Mexted specifically mentions Peter Lakai and Wallace Sititi, players who have been experimented with in multiple positions. Lakai, with experience in roles from number 8 to number 7 and number 6, has potential but lacks the consistency to secure a fixed position in the starting lineup. Mexted also believes Sititi is good at ball retention, but struggles when defending against the ball carrier, raising questions about whether he can adapt to and thrive in high-pressure situations. For me, this highlights a key challenge in building a stable squad. Lakai and Sititi have potential, but unless they can settle into a consistent role and maximize their strengths, they'll likely face stiff competition from other players. This creates not only a lack of clarity in the squad, but also potential issues with players' confidence and understanding of their roles. The future of the All Blacks, innovation and reform needed. Despite these challenges, I see these issues as an opportunity for the All Blacks to innovate and develop. New Zealand Rugby has long been a model of dominance and creative tactical play. However, if they want to maintain this position moving forward, continual innovation, experimentation, and long-term strategies are crucial. Emerging players like Naitoa Akuoi, who has the ability to play in the openside flanker role, are examples of how the All Blacks can look to develop new talents to replace the aging stars of the past. This shows that there is still a lot of potential for growth within the squad. However, it's essential that the team recognizes and addresses the current issues comprehensively, rather than just relying on temporary fixes. A future that requires patience and long-term strategy. To sum up, Murray Mexted's assessment of the All Blacks squad post-2025 serves as a necessary wake-up call for anyone interested in New Zealand rugby. While the team has maintained a solid performance and secured some important victories, issues with squad structure, lack of stability in the forward pack, and unclear tactical direction must be addressed seriously. If New Zealand wants to keep its place at the top of world rugby, it will need to confront these challenges head-on and with patience. Rugby, like any sport, is a game of continuous development, long-term strategies, and, most importantly, the ability to adjust and adapt to changes over time. Only then will the All Blacks be able to sustain their dominance on the international stage for years to come. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the New Zealand Rugby channel so you won't miss any top matches or the latest news. Catch you later.